about these guys as we enter a new season for East Noble?
I just think we have a really competitive group. We have a lot of younger guys that are trying to prove something, so they're working. We have while we don't have a big senior class, we have some guys with some really good experience, especially on the offensive line and defensive line. Obviously bringing back a quarterback that has some experience is great as well. And we just have so many hungry, athletic, strong guys that are ready to play. We feel like we have a really good team. We have a really inexperienced team, and as guys kind of develop and learn and figure out who can carry the ball and who's not going to put it on the ground and stuff like that, we feel like we're going to be the best team we can be at the end of the year.
Yeah. Talk about the inexperience on defense, because obviously you have a lot of guys. I mean, just reading through your roster and looking at who you have coming back, it looked like to me that more so on the defensive side of the football, you've got to break in some new guys. So who are some of the guys that are going to step up and play some big roles for you on Friday nights?
For sure. I think, we return, Damon Bentley and Easton Brown and a few guys, but really Dylan Creel at outside linebacker, Logan Hatton at safety. Both sophomores are going to have great years. I think Trevor Conley's going to have a great year at defensive end. Connor Lyons at inside linebacker. We've got Ashton Fuller at outside linebacker. We've got some really good athletes that are just trying to figure things out. And if we figure things out, and if we can figure out how to cover people in the back end, get really lock down our coverages and get good there, I think we've got a chance to be really good defensively.
When you take a look at the offense, obviously Zander got a lot of snaps as a sophomore at the quarterback position, but obviously you lose Chris, but you do have a lot of experience on the offensive line as well. So in those key position groups, you do have experience on Friday night. How do those guys need to set the tone as the other guys in the skill positions kind of learn a little bit on the fly on Friday night?
For sure. Easton Brown and Nate Terry and Zach Leidy are 3-year starters. Those guys have played in huge games. They're big, they're strong, they're experienced, they're fast. We really have to hang our hat on being able to run the ball behind those guys, and if we can develop that part of the game, it'll open up some of the other things. We're inexperienced at receiver, but those guys they're gonna learn quick. They've been waiting their turn. If there's one thing people probably know about East Noble, it's that we've always got another guy waiting to step in and shine when the time's right. So we're excited about the guys we got. We just got to continue to develop, and this may be one of those teams that we're not at our best early in the year, and we're at our best in sectional time, and that's what you want.
Final question: if there's one X factor for you guys, what might that be this season?
I think our returning kicker, Nick Klein, is a huge weapon. He's a guy that puts it in the end zone, a guy that has the capability to make 50-yard field goals. He's also going to move into punt this year. That could be a huge weapon. And then defensively, we really like our linebackers this year. We think that our linebackers can run down and make a lot of plays. And if they do that, we're going to be in a lot of games.
A lot of these guys, they really haven't played a lot of varsity football, but we've been really working really hard out on the field and in the weight room. We've really bonded together, so I think that's going to play a big factor this year.
When you take a look at this defense, Coach was mentioning it, a lot of new names on the defensive side of the football. So as a guy that's kind of been there and done it a little bit, what are some of the things that you need to tell these young guys to get ready for what NEA football looks like on a Friday night?
A lot of these young guys stepping up, they're really physical, they're really strong, really fast. They can do their jobs. It's more just mental mistakes most of the time. So just helping them out if they not quite sure what to do, we can just help them out, coach them up.
Tell me about the offensive line. You obviously played there as well. As we were talking about, there is experience on the offensive line. So how do you guys go about setting the tone for what this team does? And kind of the historically strong East Noble teams always start with the offensive line.
I think running the ball is going to be a big factor this year. Like Coach was saying, we got me, Nate Terry, Zach Leidy. I think we can all really anchor the offensive line. So I think we can be a huge factor in winning games.
For you, tell me what you've liked about this offense so far, and what your goals are offensively for the season, if you've set any.
Goals offensively, I would like to have a lot of guys rushing for, I don't know, maybe 1,000 yards. Running the ball is going to be a huge thing. Of course, losing players like Nick and Rowan and Brett Christian is going to be a big thing. But we got young guys stepping up at receiver, and we got Coach McCormick here coaching up Zander. Zander's going to be he's going to be dialed in this year. I think it's going to be pretty good.
Final question: what are you most looking forward to about this season?
Just hitting people, just playing football out there with all my bros.
All right, man.
Yeah, we have a really young defense, but they like to hit and get after it. And it's just the small mistakes that we got to fix, and we'll get there.
Who are some of the young guys stepping into bigger roles that you guys are going to really count on this year?
Dylan Crail's one of them. He's playing outside linebacker, and Logan Hatton, he'll be playing some outside linebacker and free safety for us.
What do you think characterizes this D, and what are the big strengths of this team on the defensive side of the football?
I think the big strengths are the fact that we're all pretty close and that we play together, and we just like to hit.
For you guys, what's the attitude been like as you started camp this week, and as you get ready for the 2022 season? What's kind of what's the vibe around this East Noble team like?
Oh yeah, we're all really excited to get out there and play football, and we've been waiting a while.
Do you feel like you're senior, correct?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like your season to shine. Do you feel kind of an anxiousness or an excitement to get ready and play your senior season? Because you graduated, obviously, a great senior class last year, but now it's your guys' turn as seniors. Do you feel like, I don't know, people may be counting you guys out, and obviously that serves as motivation for a senior class?
Yeah, I think we have some shoes to fill, but I don't think we'll have any problem doing that.
Final question, what are you most looking forward to this season?
I'm looking forward to playing football with my friends and hitting people.
What you liked about this team? What's really sticking out to you?
Some of the things that are really sticking out to me is that we're a really high intensity and energy group. We play with a lot of physicality, and we're not afraid to get our necks dirty and get after it and go play with some like nasty and grit.
Tell me about coaching up some of these younger guys, because you know you had Rowan, you had Nick, you had a lot of guys that had experience around you at the skill positions in years past, but this year you've got some younger guys stepping up. Who are going to need to step into those roles, and what do you expect to see from some of these younger guys as the season rolls around?
You know, we have a lot of inexperience in places that a lot of times you look at an offense as you need experience at. But when you see those guys live out the door, you have to respect that they left, but you have to forget about it and just play with the cards that you're dealt. I think it's really important for receivers Keegan Corbin and David Sturdivant to step up and just be secure catchers and crisp route runners and just put themselves in good positions to just catch the ball.
As far as this team goes, the offensive line, you do have a lot of experience coming back. So how much confidence does it give you as a quarterback knowing you've got, you know, three-year starters up there blocking for you?
It's definitely it's a great thing to have full trust, and just that you know that they're going to do everything in their power, and they have a lot of ability and talent to keep you protected, and that really helps out with our inexperience at the receivers and the running backs and stuff like that. When there's big holes to run through and a lot of time to pass the ball, it just helps with our inexperience.
You know, the expectation at East Noble is to compete for a conference championship every season. So what's going to be the key to keeping that level of success up here, and what are going to be some of the keys for this team to have the kind of numbers in terms of wins that you guys want to have year in, year out?
You know, I think it's really important for us to be a high energy, high intensity group. If we can continue to have high intensity, high energy, and just compete day in and day out, I think there's a lot of teams that we're just going to compete with and have fun, play football.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, sir.